Well, hello everyone to this week's edition of Video Production 101. My name's Carl Pride, uh, and I am here via Zoom and on YouTube and on BCA 1072. Welcome to the people of our class. I'm glad you all could make it. Number of you in the studio or at your house wanting to learn more about video production. For those of you at home that are just following along, that are not necessarily taking the class, but also just enjoying us on television or on YouTube, looking to learn. BCA, the little commercial I like to do at the beginning, BCA is here for you. We're here for everyone in Brockton and the surrounding areas. Come on down, give us a call, 508-580-2228. Again, my name's Carl Pride, and this is week 3. This is week 3 of our 12-week course of video production, beginners, masters. That's for beginners and for masters. For some of us, it will be review. There's something I didn't know. Okay. Video production is one of those things where we all have seen it. Either in film or TV, we've seen just about everything, and we always wonder, hey, how'd they do that, or why'd they do that? And that's what we dive into in this class. We dive into the how or why. Okay, it's great to be one of those people that say, oh, I like to break all the rules, but first you need to know the rules before you can break them. Let me bring in another person here. People are popping in. I'm going to change my settings while I'm doing this. Let's see, where's my settings? That button's not working right now. Interesting. Oh, there's the, I am going to change this so I don't hear that ding dong every time someone jumps into class. It becomes annoying when you're presenting. I'm going to actually start with just mentioning about Zoom. How many of you have hosted a Zoom meeting before? Okay. Okay, majority of you have. How many of you have also been the person talking during the Zoom meeting before? Okay. How many of you have done it with multiple people, with like 20 people? Done a Zoom with 20 people or more?
No,
Okay.
I have not. No.
No, okay. Well, I want to let you know that if you are hosting a meeting, it's a great idea to have an additional person add to your team, someone that could actually just be your administrator. What I'm doing for this class is I'm not only hosting, I'm also being the administrator, and that has some advantages, which means I can quickly change what I'm going to do and just say, oh, I'm going to start sharing videos. I'm going to start doing this. However, the disadvantages, the little bing bongs that happen when someone enters a room, I could shut that on or off. However, there's little distractions that come into play when you're administering a Zoom meeting that sometimes you don't really want to worry about. So you might have your meeting set to open, or you might change some settings, or you might end up missing people in your meeting because you're presenting. So it's a good idea to work with your team at BCA. I have a team of people. I have Mike Simmons, who's on here right now. He occasionally will be my administrator, and I'll say, hey, let people in, share videos for me. This week and the last couple of weeks, I've been running it on my own. It's quite possible next time I'll have Mike handling that for me. Just wanted to mention that. All right. Volume check. Volume check. Oh, okay. I'm reading a text. I thought someone was saying they weren't hearing me. That would be kind of funny because this week, guess what we're talking about? We're talking about audio. All right. And who said that?
James Levesque.
There you are. Yes, we are. And what do you have to say about audio?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, audio's it's your voice, your how you communicate, how it could be just being able to just listening and hearing and yeah, all that good stuff.
Interesting. What's the percentage that you think we actually use audio for listening?
The percentage I would say would be, well, I don't know. I'll say about maybe 40%.
Oh, okay. So we listen to audio, about 40% of it does what?
I mean, it depends. If you're listening to, most of the time, if you're listening to learn something, but I would say about, maybe between 40, I'll say 60%, 60%,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll be thinking about that. It's kind of an interesting question to say, well, how much of our listening is actually listening to audio? Yeah.
I'll say a lot. I think it'll be, for me, it'll be a little bit higher than 60% because I always got some type of headphones on or so I'll say it's, sheesh, for me it might be like, sometimes I don't even really watch. I just really listen. So yeah.
Oh, very interesting. Yep. Well, we're going to be diving into that part first, and I don't want to get myself too far. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. First thing we need to do is do a quick review of what we did last week. We had a couple of homework assignments, and I'm just going to quickly share what we did as far as our visual. Okay, visual. Gave a homework assignment to show me some shots. Shots. That's a song. I remember hearing that. Shot. Okay. So I'm gonna start by start sharing that background. I'm gonna start by sharing a video here. I'm gonna share one of them, and then I'll share a second, and then we'll move on. So I'm going to keep my mic on so we can talk about this as we go. Why don't you guys, for right now, unmute yourself so you can share what your thoughts are. Everybody can be unmuted at the same time. And I'm going to share. I click the share button. Now I'm waiting for it to load. All right, let's see. Here is one person's going over the shots. So let's identify the shots here. It's taking a moment to, okay, here we go. Oh, there's even some music on this one. No, there we go. All right. So what type of shot we got there?
So full body,
Full body.
medium
Oh,
shot.
now, oh, okay. Now I'm going to pause this for a second here. So I really liked seeing this shot at the beginning. Okay, because I'm like, oh, what is that? Like, is
Right.
that an edited thing or something? And it's not. It's just an interesting view. And there's a pan that happens here. Okay, that part's excellent. Full body. Yep. Now that full body could also be known as what?
Yeah. I don't know.
It could be known as a wide shot also.
It could be known as a wide shot because it describes what's happening or where this person is. The shot that I kind of liked was this shot because by definition, if you go by the rule of thirds, which person is the person that we would think is our main subject here?
The second,
Right, the person in the background,
yes.
where it's kind of, it's really interesting because it is the person that's in the foreground that is our main subject, although my eye goes to the person in the back. Does that make sense?
Correct.
Yeah. Ingrid, was this yours?
Yes.
Yes. So when you shot this, did you think that, or was this an accident, that a happy accident?
Not really. I took the amen really for the guy, the person in the back, on the back for that 3/4 shot.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just that the one at the front just seemed prominent, and I mean he's been around, and the one in the back, that's my son, but I was panning and looking for that 3/4 shot.
Gotcha.
Him. I thought it wasn't something that they were posing for. I was just taking shots as we were moving around the mall.
Oh, very good. Very good. Well, very well done. You know, you got a little slow-mo going and everything. Excellent. Excellent. Very good. All right. And now let's take a look at another one here. Click the share button. And this one says, oh, there it is. All right. You see this one? Do you see this one? Unmute yourself.
Yes.
Okay. So what do you see as the biggest issue with this video?
I will say identifying what shot to put it in.
No, nope, it's
Oh.
not. It's not that. I got an issue with this shot.
With it being shoot from the front, the head coming down. I don't know.
No, nope.
Oh! I know. The camera, the holding.
Aha! Exactly. Exactly. Turn the camera sideways. Landscape.
Yes, landscape.
Because right now on your screen, it shows black on the sides, right?
Yeah. Yes.
If you turn the camera sideways, it would fill it in. So
Yeah.
now, as far as a shot goes, that's an excellent shot. You know, that is an excellent shot. And good perspective. That's good perspective. Going for a close-up. Ooh. Very nice. And I could tell she's going, what is this guy doing? Why is he why is he moving in on me? Okay. And yeah, what did I just volunteer for? That's what's going on here. Great shots though. Great choice of background, by the way, I must say. I'm noticing the cityscape in the background, so it's beautiful choice. Also, on a football field, that the colors really just pop. Your phone picks up those colors beautifully, where you don't need extra lights and you don't need extra stuff. So that was a good choice of background. So I really appreciate that. And your model is excellent. So let's give a big hand for your model. And oh, will your model be joining us tonight?
No,
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 not this week. Okay.
not this
Okay.
week.
Okay. Well, maybe she can watch the replay.
Yeah.
So great job. Great job getting the shot ideas down. Well, so now just review. We've gone over what's your basic equipment? What are you going to use? What's types of shots you're going to get? And now we're going to dive into audio. We're going to dive into audio. This week I have 2 videos, not just one. I have 2 videos to show you. Again, they are short videos. This first video is an old video, okay? And when I mean old, for those of you that are younger than me, which is majority of the class, this is what audio used to be like, the equipment we used to have to lug around. This is excerpts from a video I found from Australia, and we're going to talk, it will talk about microphones. I cut out all the stuff that deals with videotape because we don't use videotape anymore. Everything is digital. However, where the person is talking about shooting an interview, those techniques still apply. So when you're watching this video, realize that a lot of this equipment is still available to you at BCA. We still have the microphones that we'll be talking about in this video. He's going to be talking about what's known as a shotgun mic, which we do have that. And it's going to be talking about a desk stand, which we do have, and lavalier mics or body mics, which we do have. So this explains, is a great explanation of how to set yourself up for recording and doing interviews. All the equipment that is listed, BCA does have available. So I want to emphasize that. We do have this all available to you, and we can easily go over it with you. I want you to be aware of how to use this equipment. So without any further ado, I'm going to open up this video. Again, this video is from, I'm going to guess, like 1990. That's a good guess. I'm going to say it's from 1990. And here we go. Oh, also, this video starts off with this. Do you see that fuzz on the TV right now? On your computer? Do you see that fuzz?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So for those of you that might not know, that's referred to as snow. And that was something that TVs used to do, is create snow. So that's where that will start with, and here we go.
You never have enough time, but use the time you do have to check out your location. Every room has its own audio environment with a set of problems that need to be solved or worked around. The first thing to do is listen. Even the quietest room can be full of hidden noises. So it always pays to listen through your headphones or cans. The human ear selectively blocks things out, but mics don't. You want to hear exactly what they're picking up. Your best bet in any location is to find out what noises you do and don't have control over and get rid of the ones you can. If it's no go, say so. If there are problems you won't be able to overcome, make it clear how they're going to affect the end result. But you've also got to learn to balance your needs with the creature comforts of everyone else. The editor will be looking for a soundtrack without too many unwanted noises. On rare occasions, you may decide to leave the air conditioning on, as it can mask a multitude of extra incidental noises a room may have. Think ahead. Think how the sound is going to be used further down the production chain. Your choice of microphone is vital. Again, you need to evaluate how to get the best sound from your surroundings with the gear you've got. For instance, if you're covering a number of people and you need your hands free, you may set up an omnidirectional, like a Neumann KM83. In other cases, you may opt to mic them all with separate mics.
Are you giving me the hand mic? Is that okay for this?
Well, if your hand doesn't shake too much, it is. One method is to use a handheld microphone. The quality is good and you only use one audio track, leaving the other spare. On the other hand, this method can lead to handling
Testing.
noise.
1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2. Right. Okay. Here we are this afternoon with Jerry Wade. How?
It can be distracting to the guest and sometimes awkward. You're dependent on the skills of the person using it. You could use a short shotgun mic like a 416. It has an excellent signal-to-noise ratio and gives the human voice a good brightness and presence. Also, being directional, it isolates unwanted background noises and, like the hand mic, only uses one track. Because it's directional, you'll often need to hand hold a shotgun to follow any movements of guests to keep them on mic. You can use a pistol grip or a boom depending on how far away you are. With a pistol grip, you've got easy control, but a shotgun's a large mic and the movement of following sound sources can be distracting, especially when it's in a line of sight. This can be quite annoying, especially for the guest. Sorry.
Testing 124.
On the other hand, a boom will get you further away, but then you have to deal with shadows in shot,
125.
reflections in windows, and exhaustion.
126.
Sorry. Handheld mics give you plenty of flexibility, but then your attention is split during an interview between physically controlling them as well as juggling the mixer controls. With a desk-mounted microphone, the sound quality is high as you're using a supercardioid like a 416. You also have your hands free, which gets you around the problem of having your attention split between the mic and mixer.
Just a few words for a level check there, Julian. Thanks. Gillian, standing in for guest, test 1, 2. Gillian, standing in for guest.
But desk mounting can cause problems too. Sound waves can reflect off the surface of the desk itself. If the mic picks these up, your voices will sound strange and boxy. Also, the guest can move off mic, and because it's in actual contact with the surface, knocks and bumps can be a problem. Lapel mics can be hidden from view and allow much closer sound pickup. But as lapel mics are usually omnidirectional, they not only pick up the person, but any other sound in the room as well. And you have a level check, thanks.
Right. Testing 1, 2. 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2.
Also, because they're attached to the body, jackets, ties and jewellery can rub on them. And because they're so small, you can get into real problems if you forget you're wearing one. Often you'll find using a floor stand with a mic like a 416 gives the best technical and sound quality. There can still be problems if you mic too close. Too much movement and your guest will be off mic. But your mic is out of shot. There's less chance of the guest knocking or touching it, and you're free to concentrate on the mixer during the interview. If you only have one floor stand in your kit, it's usually a good idea to use it for your guest where you need the best sound, and use lapel mic for the interviewer.
All right. All right. So I warned you that was old video. Could you tell it was old video?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was old video. However, the technology, the techniques have not changed.
Right.
Some of the microphone names have changed, like he was saying, you know, a 451. I haven't used a 451 in 20 years. However, the types of microphones are still the same. Did that explain audio any better? Did you get a different understanding of audio from that?
I got a pretty good understanding of audio, how everything is, you know, how in a room where you have natural audio, that's something that I never really thought about, you know, and a lot of the times, you know, the mics, they're going to pick those things up as well. So that was pretty interesting.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Understanding audio, I mean, learning the different mic patterns, like there's a lot of different mic pickup patterns that we could go into a lot of boring information about, which I'm not going to dive into all of that. However, yeah, there's a lot of great information about microphones, and I'm going to show one more video, which is definitely more modern. And this one is produced out of PBS. This video is a slightly longer, and it goes into more of the cinematic use of audio. And it's going to talk a little bit about the production from more of a filmmaker's production. The last video was more of video production audio. This we're going to dive into a little more of film production audio. There's a slight variance. You'll be able to pick up the differences. It's going to refer to, the sound guy or the different titles that the audio person may have, and the different assistants may have. At one point, they talk about the clapboards. You've seen them in films where people use the clapboards. That is not extremely prevalent in video. I mean, you do use that sometimes if you're doing a separate audio recording or you're syncing multiple cameras, you'll use a clapboard. Majority of the time, we will use a hand clap to sync. It does the same thing. It says, okay, this is where we all are together right now, and the audio will match with the video. We'll get into that further down the line. However, now I'm going to share this video about audio. Again, this was produced by PBS, and it is a fantastic video. Let's see. It is this. It's part of a series of production that they did. This was episode number 5. So here we go.
You know what can make even the most entertaining YouTube video really frustrating? Bad sound. That is, for our audiences who don't rely on closed captioning. Like, what if my voice was all garbled with static? Or my words weren't synced up to the video right now? Annoying, right? You might look away from a screen if the visuals are jarring, but you pretty much always hear a film, whether it's dialogue that was recorded on set or a sweeping score added in post-production. And the sad thing is, you don't often really notice good sound recording and design, even though it takes just as much technical know-how and artistry as visual storytelling does. When sound production is most successful, you're not thinking about the quality of the sound at all. You're feeling it. You're pulled into the story and living in the world of the film. Let's start with the basics. The audience is going to want to hear the characters they're watching, and that all starts with the sound department on set, which is usually a small crew of 2 to 3 people. Its head is the sound mixer, also known as the production sound mixer, location sound recordist, sound engineer, or just the sound guy. This person usually supplies all the sound equipment for the production and is responsible for recording all the sounds on set. Every space has unique acoustics, so a good sound mixer will try to record as much as possible to make the world of the film feel real. That includes the sounds actors make in the scene being filmed, like dialogue.
Where's Dent? Those mob fools want you gone so they can get back to the way things were. But I know the truth. There's no going back. You've changed things. Forever.
Slurping their tea. Or foot stomps as they jog down a street.
Hey, what happened? You don't look very happy.
Fools. Bureaucratic fools.
What'd they say?
They don't know what they've got there.
Plus, it includes wild sound, which is any extra lines that are said or noises that are intentionally created without the camera rolling to be added into the movie in post-production. And lastly, there's room tone, the atmospheric sound in a space filled with silent actors, crew, and set dressing. Having room tone helps the sound editors make the world feel authentic and consistent. The sound department's second in command on set is the boom operator, or a boom op for short. This is the person you'll see holding a microphone on a long boom pole out over the actors. Actors will often have small body mics hidden on them to record any sounds they make. These are also called lavalier mics. This is mine. It's not hidden. But the boom op is working to capture sound from everyone and everything in each scene. To do their job well, they have to really know the script and the blocking, or how the actors will physically move through a scene. That way, they can position the boom in the best place to pick up the sound while keeping the mic in its shadow out of the camera's view. On larger sets, there might be a third person on the sound crew, the utility sound technician, also known as the second assistant sound. This person helps with a bunch of stuff like equipment maintenance, mic placement, cable management, keeping everyone quiet while filming, or even operating a second boom. Now, I mentioned the two main mics you'll find on a film set, the boom mic and the body mic. But you have to think about a lot more than just where you put a microphone. When you're speaking, you're pushing air through your vocal folds out into the world. That vibrates other air molecules, making sound waves. So microphones nearly always have a windscreen to help record clean sound and not just loud whooshing noises from the air. It muffles air being blown directly at it without affecting the mic's ability to pick up sound. A small windscreen is usually enough on an enclosed set or on a soundstage, like this one. Outdoors, you might need more intense windscreens. And here's a perfect example of how great film crews are at naming things. The big ones are called dead cats because, well, just look at them. The sound department not only has to make sure they're recording good sound, but they have to pay close attention to what they don't want to capture. And they can do that with microphone patterns. A microphone pattern is a shape around a mic where it picks up sound best, and there are a few standard types. Just like the camera department has to change lenses, the sound department might have to change mics from scene to scene. First, you have omnidirectional mics, meaning the mic is recording sound coming at it from every direction. There are a lot of situations where this is ideal, like for recording a conversation where people are sitting and talking around a table. But on a set, you only want to hear the actors on camera and not all the crew behind the scenes, so this mic wouldn't be the best choice. Bidirectional mics pick up sound directly in front of and behind them while rejecting sound coming in from the sides. Their sensitivity pattern looks kind of like a figure 8. These mics are useful for interviews or duets, anytime when two people are directly across from each other with the mic in the middle. Then there are cardioid mics, named because their pattern is kind of shaped like a heart. They pick up more sound in the direction you're pointing them, plus a little bit from behind and on the sides. A cardioid pattern is good for recording lines from one person at a time up close. So lavalier mics, the ones physically attached to actors, are usually cardioid or omnidirectional. If you want something a little wider than a typical cardioid, but not as wide as an omnidirectional, there are subcardioid mics. Or say you're trying to record a conversation where a bunch of people are huddled together and talking. So you have several mics near each other and you want each one to only pick up one person. In this case, a supercardioid or a hypercardioid might be your best options because they have even more directional pickup. But the downside is that they also have more sensitivity directly behind them, so they can pick up things you don't want to hear in the final film, like chatter from the crew. If you need something even more directional, like for the end of a boom pole, you can put something called an interference tube over a supercardioid or a hypercardioid mic. This ideally makes unwanted sound waves from the sides cancel out and creates a low bar pattern. You can aim them more precisely and pick up sound from farther away. Because these mics are long and narrow, they're called shotgun mics. So on a typical set, there's probably a shotgun mic on the boom pole and a handful of lavaliers on different actors, or hosts. Each of those microphones is picking up part of the overall sound in a scene, and each one feeds into its own track on the audio recorder, where the sound mixer is. There, the sound mixer can adjust the mic sensitivity and the recording levels, so in the final film, the audience can hear a soft whisper,
"Fly, you fools!"
and understand loud shouting.
Benny, bring me everyone.
What do you mean, everyone?
And all this is just production sound. We still have a whole world of post-production to explore. Before editing anything, the very first thing you need to do is sync the sound with the camera footage. And if you prepare during production, it's pretty easy to do. Remember the second AC? They're responsible for the slate, which marks each take with both a visual and an audio cue. To help keep track of media, the scene, shot, and take number are written on the slate for the camera to see and are called out for the microphone to hear.
Scene 21, take 25.
And then the second AC claps the slate shut. If you don't have a slate, you can clap your hands in front of the camera and the mic to get the same effect. The goal is to make the audio levels spike while the camera catches the exact moment the clapper and the board of the slate come together. That way, in post-production, you can manually match up the audio and visual cue and voila, your sound is synced. If you want a faster way of syncing audio and video, we've got you covered too. One way is through a timecode sync if you're using a digital slate. The moment the clapper hits the board, a signal is sent from the slate to the camera and the audio recorder, and the timecode of this exact moment is recorded on both devices, which you can use to sync everything up. The second way is if your camera is recording audio too, which won't be used in the final mix. It's called a guide track. That way, in your editing software, you have your video footage, camera sound, and sound from the audio recorder, and an audio waveform sync program can match them all up. Typically, an assistant editor syncs up the sound with the visuals, and then the editing team cuts together the film. Once the film editor and director agree on a picture lock, meaning the visual and story edit of the film is finalized, it's time for the post-production sound team to get to work. Like the film editor, the sound editor makes decisions based on things like story and the actor's performances. The best takes for camera aren't always the best takes for sound, though, technically or artistically, and it's up to the sound editor to make sure the best sound takes for the film make it into the final mix. On a bigger film, some sound editors will be dedicated dialogue editors. Like the name suggests, their job is to cut for the best dialogue from production sound. Ideally, the audio and video from the same take will both be great. That makes their job easy. Often, though, the dialogue editor has to borrow sound from other takes or wild sound and sync the best takes for sound with the best takes for camera. This only works if the audience can't tell it's been done, like if the camera is on another character, so it takes a lot of skill and creative editing. If there's not a great sound take, the crew will bring actors back into a studio and do some automated dialogue replacement, or ADR. Some actors relish ADR. Meryl Streep famously loves it because mixing separate visual and audio performances can add complexity to what her character's conveying. Of course, dialogue isn't the only sound in a film. Sound designers work with sound mixers and Foley artists to create the sound effects that make the world of the film feel rich and whole, from birds chirping to the pew of lasers. And music supervisors and composers work with the director to either curate or create the music of the film. Adding music frequently comes at the end of post-production, and when it's done well, it's the finishing touch that solidifies the entire film and brings it to life. From an actor's whispered lines to the final score woven throughout a film, sound helps us go from watching a story with relatable characters to feeling what they feel and living in their world. Today, we learned about all the artists involved in production sound and how different microphone patterns are best for different situations. We talked about the importance of post-production sound and the role it plays in deepening our experience of a film and making the movie the best it can be. Next time, we'll talk about the people who see everything, from the bigger picture to tiny details that could get overlooked on a film set. Producers. Crash Course Film Production is produced in association with PBS Digital Studios. You can head over to their channel to check out a playlist of their latest amazing shows, like PBS Infinite Series, Physics Girl, and Reactions. This episode of Crash Course was filmed in the Dr. Cheryl C. Kinney Crash Course studio with the help of these nice people, and our amazing graphics team is Thought Cafe.
All right. So I wanted to share their closing credits and give them the credits due. Oftentimes, if I show a video, I want to make sure I give a proper credit to that video. So that video in 10 minutes really went through all of audio. Okay. It was very quick and there was a lot of details there. Do you see how there can be a lot to audio? Absolutely. Yep. So that being said, it's a practice. It's getting out and playing. Okay. So my recommendation is practice some audio, get down to BCA and talk to Isaac or Emma or Mike or Thomas or Athena and check out some equipment and say, hey, I want to play with this. I want to practice. What we're going to be talking about for next week, and this is where your homework assignment comes in. We're going to talk about another very important element of video production. This is probably even more important than sound. Okay. If sound is extremely important for video to be able to hear your story. And visually, we've talked about the cameras and we've talked about shots. What we have not talked about is lighting. Okay. In next week's class, it's all going to be about lighting. However, I want you to do some experiments. I want you to play with your camera, with your phone, and try some different lighting techniques. I want you to try and make your video look bad. Okay. This is your opportunity to show me some bad looking video. Okay. I want to see some dark video and what's called overexposed video. Overexposed video is like what's happening with, let's see if I, well, you can see right here. Maybe you can't. Right. If the light goes just the right way, my forehead, the detail of my forehead goes away. That's overexposed. Let's see. I'm trying to make it go overexposed. Of course, when I want it to be overexposed, it won't work. There it is. There's overexposed. Do you see that? That's overexposed. There. Okay. So I can do overexposed and things look washed out. Now, if you're seeing washed out video, that's not your ideal. On your phone, our phones have great sensitivity and does a lot of corrections for us automatically. However, you can override those things. In lighting, we're going to learn what's called 3-point lighting, the basics of television lighting, and studio lighting, understanding lighting. If you decide you want to do a nighttime scene, how are you going to shoot it? That's a question. You know, start thinking about that. How would you show video at night if it's dark out and you're not able to add lights, but you're supposed to be able to see your video? I mean, it kind of doesn't make sense. Now, the cameras, like I said, our cell phones today do a great job of correcting for that. However, we want to start talking about production value wise. How do we light for an outside scene? How do we light an interview? How do we light in studio? All those elements come into play. I want you to think of a scenario and come up with, do a video, 30 seconds to a minute, showing me what light source you have and how you'd shoot it. What I do want you to do in these shots, I want one shot where someone is standing in front of a window, okay, with bright sunshine outside. Okay. That's one of your shots that I need to see. Someone standing in front of a window with bright sunshine outside. And then give me your solution of how you're going to fix that shot. Okay. It's an opportunity to play. We're going to keep going with this every week. Next week's lighting, after lighting, we're going to go back to producing a little bit. And then we're going to get into start creating your, we're going to be rounding the curve soon. We're at week 3, next week's week 4. And then for the last 8 episodes after that, we're going to be heading towards creating our final product. By the end of this course, you're going to have a final product. That will be a film that we can share. So I'm really excited for you. I'm excited that you guys are taking this on. I'm excited for the people that are at home that are following along with us and are learning all about video production in Brockton and all over the world. Any questions before we go for this week?
So the assignment is basically showing lighting showing dark and bad lighting.
Shows dark and bad lighting, and one of your shots must be shooting a person in a window.
Yep. Okay, I got that.
Yep.
All right. I also had another question as well too, where so on Friday I actually shot a podcast over at the BC at the studio. Just wanted to know, would that be something that's going to be aired, or how does that work?
Yes. And
because I have not edited it yet.
Oh, you have not edited it yet. Okay. Yeah. Yep. That will totally be aired. And you're going to talk to Sarah.
Okay.
You can give a call to BCA and talk to Sarah Edu.
Yeah.
And she is wonderful. Ingrid, I don't know if you know, but Sarah's now a member of BCA staff. She's our new programming genius. She works alongside Mike, who's our programming genius, but Mike handles now the government and educational channels, and Sarah handles the public channel. So she's the one you'll be talking to. And there's a cablecast form. Did you already get the form? You're muted again.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I believe I did. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Yeah, so you could schedule it with her, and then I'm looking forward to watching it. So make sure you let me know, and I'll tell the Sarah to let me know, but I want you to let me know when your show is going to be on and announce it on in class. You know?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yes, absolutely. That'd be awesome.
All right. A little bit of cross promotion. Cross promotion is what we're all about.
Yes.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. Well, yes, Ingrid.
Is it, do you have a number of pictures that you would like? This is not good. Is it going to be in a video?
It's a video. You're going to show me. You're going to show me video. This is a video production class.
I know. Well, it sounds like, okay.
Yes. It's good. It's going to be video, and yes, and I'm leaving it up to you. Give me 30 seconds to a minute. It's up to you.
Did we get a minute now?
What?
Are you extending it to a minute now?
30 seconds to a minute.
Okay.
For you, up to a minute and a half. How about that?
1 minute is good.
1 minute is fine. Okay. Excellent. Yeah. How are you guys? Let me ask you guys, are you guys enjoying this? Are you learning a lot?
Yeah, absolutely. This is phenomenal.
Excellent. Well, right now we have the two of you that are on the Zoom. Now, I do know that I do have other people that are following us. The key point here is tell your friends, tell more people that we're here, and I want to work with everyone in Brockton and around the world. So this is something for everybody can be producing their own show, and I am looking forward to your podcast. What's the name of your podcast? Quick.
Talk to him, Jay.
Talk to him, Jay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, talk to him, Jay. We're going to be talking to him, Jay, next week. We're going to deal with lighting, and then we're going to start making the transition into doing our full productions. We're off to a great start. You guys are terrific. That's it for this week, and until next time, happy shooting.